What's up guys, Flawkes here, and this is Frontier Hunter Season 11 Terminus. I'm not really sure what there is to say at this point because Frontier Hunter's been a reoccurring event for, well, the 11th time now, or the 11th iteration. If you have trouble with scoring high points in Terminus, don't worry so much about finishing, actually. I'm just gonna right into the tips. In my opinion, you should, like, the first two orbs you use, or, roughly the first two orbs you use running Terminus, you should try out two different kinds of team setups. And obviously this is after you look up a guide on, like, how many units there are per stage, what units they are, specifically like what type. Right, like what element, and from that you should kind of get a feel of like what item set you might want to use and what kind of team you might want to bring. Now, the way I see Frontier Hunter is honestly sometimes, because I don't have too much time to play games these days, but when I do, I try to burn through my Frontier Hunter orbs quickly. I actually use the Marauder set, the offensive one with the attack elixir, Fujin potions, and etc. Sometimes I don't actually finish Frontier Hunter 11 Terminus, so I don't actually manage to kill Maxwell at the end. I think one time I actually got wiped before that. I got wiped on the Elza and Alice stage, the one right before Maxwell. I don't know what went wrong, I forgot, but sometimes, shit happens. But more importantly, I scored roughly around the same amount of points. I got about like 1.5, 1.6 million, and versus a run where I used the defensive set. I think it's called the protector set, the item set. Oh, maybe it was balanced. I don't remember which one it was anymore. I used it and I finished Frontier Hunter Terminus, and I got 1.6, I think. So, I mean, honestly, your mileage may vary depending on the units you have, and I guess how well equipped, or how how many units you have dual sphered, or whatever. Lots of factors. But the thing is, the way I see it is score as many points as you can. Don't worry too much about clearing. Clearing does give you more points, but it doesn't overcompensate the fact that if you score a lot of sparks, if you do a lot of overkill damage, if you get a lot of those weakness element bonus points, those add up to be much more than just finishing the stage. Obviously, it'd be nice to finish the stage. I'm not saying don't try, but I'm saying don't focus too much around it, because I'm not sure if this is surprising to any of you, but sometimes even if you don't finish the last stage or you don't clear it, you can still score really high points, especially compared to a team where you slow roll the whole Frontier Hunter. You play very defensively and you actually beat the thing. Honestly, it's so much time and effort. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. And second, you might not actually score as high, actually, on your slow run. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on Frontier Hunter Terminus. I guess I can go over some of my team. I mean, this is like a cookie cutter team at this point, because if you've watched any videos of the high-end players, Maxwell lead is almost like the standard at this point. Maxwell lead because you want more damage and you want more the element bonus, so element weakness bonus. You do more damage to your weak element. In this case, dark. It's like half this dungeon is dark, or half this dungeon is dark. So Maxwell, pretty sweet. Obviously, that's what Shida is used for. Shida's SBB doesn't actually do any damage. It is not an attack. It's just a buff. But it buffs your entire party with all the elements, and it fills BB gauge. I think it's by 9 Brave Crystals. So it's really sweet. And more importantly, Shida provides you with that weakness element. I forgot the name of the bonus. I think it's called weakness element, or elemental weakness, the bonus point category. Basically, that's just doing the opposite element damage to whatever you're fighting. So if you're fighting like here, if you're fighting like a grass, I'm saying grass because I'm on Pokemon. If it's like Earth type, and you have a fire team, then for that stage you're gonna score yourself a lot of the weakness element points, and it's important. it's like as important as like overkill damage and spark damage. So ideally you want like high hit count units, not just for the fact that they generate a lot of Wraith Crystals, but also for the fact that you get a lot of sparks out of them, and that they add up. You get a lot of points for it. Yeah. So I sparked 810 times there. So, I mean, piece together what you can. Like I said earlier, don't be afraid to spend like one or two, like a couple orbs, maybe a handful of orbs early on, just to figure out what is your optimal team. What is your highest scoring team, essentially. So don't be afraid to build something that's very offensive. If you can, see if you can one-shot rooms. Generally that gives you a lot more points. But if you can't, also not a big deal, but you may want to consider bringing like maybe like 1 damage mitigator or like some sort of like defense. Because some of these stages, I'm not actually sure because I haven't auto-battled much. I try to one-shot every room just for speed's sake. I don't know if they will just like pound you on the first round. So the first turn. So yeah. And then go from there. So I personally like building offensively first and then toning it back. So like if I build like too much of a glass cannon team and they get like wrecked at some point, or I feel like at some point I could have lost but I got lucky, I may want to like swap out 1 unit or like consider more defensive options or choices. Maybe like switch an item set. Maybe I want to use the balance set instead. Balance set has defense elixirs, right? You know, stuff like that. You know, it's really up to you. There's too many combinations. I can't go over team recommendations. In all honesty, I mean, go for Spark if you can. Go for high hit count units for the Spark bonus, and try to hit as hard as you can. That's honestly the fastest way to get points. Yeah, but besides that, I hope you guys, wish you guys good luck on this season. The HR cap has been raised, so I'll be competing too. And besides that, that's all from me. I will see you guys later. Peace.